Hey guys, so today I just wanted to quickly share a couple of things in regards to my KTM Duke 390. So it had an issue wherein the coolant was actually mixing with the engine oil. So my main intention with this video is to just give a couple of pointers so that if the same thing happens to you, you will be able to know beforehand and take actions accordingly. So when the 2017 Duke was released, it had a couple of major issues and minor niggles as well. So one among the major issues was the coolant mixing with the engine oil, and it was primarily because the sealants, like the gaskets and the sealants, they were not properly put on the engine, like between the parts. And another reason was that there was some sort of issue with the water pump seal. So when I showed it to the service center, what they mentioned is they would actually replace the water pump seal first and check it after a couple of months, and if there's a leak after that, if there's a mixing happening after that, they would have to open up the engine and reapply the seals between the engine and replace the gaskets as well. So in November last year, the service center actually changed the water pump seal on my bike, and when the service came due, like when I went in for service in this April last month, they actually checked and they told me that the coolant was actually mixing with the oil on a very small scale. So what this service advisor advised me is that they'll just keep the motorcycle for 1 week. They'll open up the engine, they'll replace the gaskets, apply all the seals once again, and the issue will be sorted after that. So that's how it was solved. The reason why I created this video is to let you know a couple of pointers so that it'll come in use for you guys as well. So before I explain the different pointers that you should keep in mind, I just want to let you know that you should have a habit of checking the fluids, the level of the fluids in your motorcycle, at least twice a week, or at most once in every month. It's just it helps you keep track of everything on your bike, and by doing these checks, you will be able to know if there is any kind of issue with your motorcycle or not. So the first pointer that I want to let you know is, if there is a decrease in the level of the coolant of your motorcycle, and if it keeps on decreasing, that could be an indication that your coolant is actually decreasing and is mixing with the engine oil. So make sure you have a eye on that, and it doesn't mean that if your coolant is going down, this is the exact issue that you're having, but it will surely mean that there is something wrong with your coolant system. So the second pointer would be to have a look in the engine oil gauge, the engine oil gauge that is on the right side of your motorcycle in most cases. And when the oil is hot, when the engine is running, you will be able to see a layer, like a white foamy layer on that glass, and that would kind of indicate that the coolant is mixing with your engine oil. So make sure you check that, and if there is a big layer of milky kind of solution on it, it kind of means that you have this issue. So the third pointer would be white exhaust fumes coming from your silencer, and so even when your engine is running at the correct temperature, if you rev the bike, if you twist the throttle, you'll be able to see white smoke coming in from your silencer, and it would have a weird smell as well. Yeah. And the fourth point that I want to tell you is that when you change your engine oil, when you replace your engine oil and the air filter, if the consistency of the engine oil has been changed to a chocolate kind of consistency, so a bit more thick, and the color also changes to a chocolate flavor, it means that your coolant is mixing with the engine oil. Also, the oil filter, because when water comes in contact with paper, it wrinkles it up. So if you look at it carefully, you will be able to see that the oil filter has been wrinkled up, and that would kind of mean it would be an indication that the coolant is mixing with the engine oil. Yeah. So these are the 4 pointers that you should keep in your mind. And as usual, if you have any more questions regarding this, you can ask me in the comment section below. And that's all for this video. Thank you so much for watching.